remaining in Talking Golf for the season. I'm Mike Heller, Paul Braun, and Dennis Tiziani. They're worried about something else right now, sharing text messages and.
I'm just looking at his text message.
Paying
that's
attention
all.
to the show. Come on, I got to reel you guys in. Justin Rose won round one, tournament one of the FedEx playoffs yesterday at TPC Southwind, just outside of Memphis, Tennessee. That was
great golf.
Playoff holes. They played the 18th twice, and I guess I've never noticed this before. Before we welcome in our first guest, they cut a new pin when they played the third playoff hole. They moved it to a different spot on the green, and I guess I just had not seen that before. Have you seen that before, Dennis, where they cut a new hole location in the playoff?
Not that it makes a difference.
It probably doesn't.
No.
Yeah.
But I don't know why, Maybe just because they were used to.
Well, and at that playoff, they decided that they were going to play the same hole over and over and over again, and after the second time, they decided to recut the pin. By the way, on the show today in our second segment, Gary D'Amato will join us, and then we will talk with Mario Tiziani, who had top 35 finish over the weekend as well. He'll join us then. Paul, you get to introduce our first guest.
Is he on?
Yes.
We have Steve with us. Very good. Steve Wenzloff is with us, who was part of the design team. Steve Stricker also involved in that. Tiz as well. Steve Wenzloff, one of the premier guys in the country that does this. Steve, welcome to the show. We appreciate you coming on here. Steve, the course isn't even 2 years old yet at this point, but you were up here a couple of days ago or a week or so ago and looked at it. What's your evaluation of what you see, and does it fit the image of what you projected it would wind up being?
Yeah, I appreciate you having me on. Thank you very much. As always, I was glad to get a chance to get back up there to TPC Wisconsin. Last time I was there was during the tournament week, early midweek actually. I think it's great to watch any facility go from the transition that it's made from what it was into what it is, and a year later host a PGA Tour Champions event. That's not an easy feat to undertake, and I commend Dennis and the whole team there, Eric Leonard, and being able to, one, prepare the golf course for the membership, and two, ultimately get it ready to have hosted the American Family Insurance Championship, which, from everything I understand, was a great week, and then get a chance afterwards to come back and just sort of take a look at it, see how the golf course has recovered from the event, and ultimately take some of the information that we learned from just watching the event and getting feedback from some of the prospective players, and going around with Steve and talking about some additional potential modifications.
Before we talk about the
cosmetic surgery, nothing major.
Yeah.
Before we talk about the modifications, what overall was the reaction that you've heard from wherever your sources are, be it players, people in golf, how the word is spreading, whatever?
Well, the primary source of my feedback that I received was in person, with players going around soliciting feedback from players, and it was overwhelmingly positive. There wasn't actually a negative comment to be found, either by myself or Steve, that I'm aware of, and I've been doing this for 28 years and make a living making little modifications or trying to get architects to understand the nuance of how the game is played at our level, and it's a challenge trying to blend the architectural side with with just the functionality side, and not push the envelope too far. And it was extremely satisfying to have the players express nothing but positive feedback from their time there.
Talking to
and
Steve,
that was during the week and even post tournament.
Talking to Steve Wenzloff, one of the lead designers here, along with Steve Stricker. Steve, it's Mike Heller. Let me ask you about, you had a quote when the course opened saying that in terms of how it will play, it'll play like a Southern United States coastal club, obviously right here in Dane County. Is that how you feel now? Because now we're looking at 2 years later, and how does a golf course evolve over that period of time, 2 years now? Just over 2 years ago, it opened.
Yeah, I mean, really, what we're striving for in the game of golf in general, the way the game of golf was originally conceived was more of a ground game than how it's evolved aerially. And a lot of Scottish links courses are still played that way. That's the way it's just the ground and the grasses help to help promote that. When you transition out of that locale and start moving around, different countries and differing states within the U.S., it's hard to find sites and ultimately be able to do that. And here we started on a swampy site. I'll call it swampy at that time. Obviously it's surrounded by beautiful Cherokee marsh, and it just wants to try to revert back that way. So to be able to modify that and rectify that condition and be able to find, a great glacier sand underneath that peat moss that was there, put that back on the surface to create firm conditions to allow a game to be played that way, by those who choose to play it, is great. And that helps handle all the foot traffic, cart traffic, maintenance equipment, in the way the golf courses are, played and maintained today. And, one of the main things that Steve promoted, in this design process that he wanted to bring to the membership and to his membership, is ground game around the greens complexes themselves, and runoffs coming off the greens into these closely mown areas surrounding the greens, and the type of recovery shots that can be played at both the professional level and the amateur level. And those closely mown areas typically play more challenging for the professional golfer because there's so many different ways they can execute that recovery shot, and really helps promote different opportunities for the amateur golfer as well. As they can putt it, they can hit a 3-wood, whatever. They can help recover from those areas as well.
Steve, I think you kind of jumped me on my next question, but let me ask about the collaboration on the green complexes. Steve Stricker certainly wanted that. Then how do you work in design collaboration? We're talking about 3-4 years ago or further than that, going back in time, to make sure that your expertise and his desire come together and are congruent in what you want to get.
Yeah, it's just spending a lot of time with him and talking about differing clubs that he's played, courses he's played, that the effect of what he was trying to create was prevalent, and I can analyze that and understand that, take the information that we have, statistical information we've had, feedback that we've gotten from other courses that have been built and been played on the various tours, to understand those nuances. Like there's a certain degree of slope coming off of a green that if it's too steep, there's really only one type of recovery shot, and that's over that slope onto the putting surface. But if the slope is long enough, gentle enough, then you can bump a shot into the slope and release onto the putting surface. There's different ways to hit that recovery shot. If it's too soft, then basically anybody can just putt up the slope as well. So it's just trying to go through his mind of where he's played and different attributes, different courses that he wanted to try to project there at TPC Wisconsin.
Steve, I remember a couple of years ago when we had you on the show, and obviously the actual course construction hadn't been begun at that particular point. And I remember asking you a question, and what kind of a course is it, and that type of thing. And you said number one is we were landlocked, so we had to rebuild it within the confines of what we had. And you said two things about it. One is you say many golf courses in America, you said they have a hole or two where you just grip it and rip it. Don't worry about it. And number two is you're going to have to think on every shot. And at the time I thought, that's kind of interesting. You know what?
Hey, achieved that. Good job. Well done, Steve.
Thanks. Yeah, one of the things there is we went into the permit process with a few sort of bigger thoughts about how to sort of potentially reroute the golf course, recreate the marshes and wetland areas. Ended up where we did, which was sort of sticking with more of what was existing out there and enhancing those existing wetlands, which meant then the golf corridors for the most part stayed where they were. And those golf corridors were relatively sort of straight golf corridors. So the holes still today, tee to green, are relatively straight, but features that you can put in between the 2 points, you can help to create sort of a fairway that moves left to right, right to left, sometimes both different directions, to get a player to think about hitting a left to right tee shot or right to left approach shot. And it's just the features that you can build into that ground plane to try to help change some of the straightness of the existing corridors out there.
Tiz, let me ask you a question on the evolution of a golf course. This golf course is literally 2 years and 10 days old from the time it opened. Golf courses evolve over time. How will this evolve?
Well, I like what Steve and Steve are doing. They're coming together and putting these little tweaks together.
Yeah.
But the greatest part about it is that, every time Steve would come out here, it cost me $50,000,
With Steve.
Between Wenzloff and Steve now, they got it figured out where Steve's paying. So I kind of like it. I kind of like it the way it is. But some of the little tweaks that we're doing now are going to be really good. And they've already made some major tweaks on this thing. But if, to move 350,000 cubic yards of dirt.
Yeah.
And get it to look like this.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. We had all this rain. Other courses in the area were closed.
Yeah.
Some aren't going to open up till Friday. We had carts out yesterday, right after it rained. So they did a phenomenal job in taking this thing. And the other part is that, and I kind of feel bad about this, Friends of Cherokee Marsh and those people that we did this work for. These people did a phenomenal job in containing the water, making sure it comes back here. Water to clarity level is better than it was in 1968. That the administration, those people here, never once said anything positive about why we started this to begin with, which was the environmental concept. And when we talked to Steve Wenzloff, he did this work up in Blaine. Very much the same. Mm-hmm. And I'm hoping that somewhere along the line, before too long, all the people that are affected by what we've done here come out and say what a good job was done.
Good luck with that weight, by the way, I might add.
I know it.
Steve, if you can, and Dennis, what are the small tweaks you're talking about? You mind talking about it?
We're not going to tell you.
No, we're not telling us. Okay.
Maybe Steve will tell us.
Maybe Steve will tell you. Well, number one, on hole number one, we're going to take the mounds on the right and reduce them so it's more of a straight fairway shot there, right?
We'll widen the fairway there where our prime landing area is.
Yep. We get over to number 6. We're talking about putting another tee in front of the existing back tees, short of the water. It'll be about 35 yards shorter, which should be pretty good. Mm-hmm. And positioned such that the fairway, even though works out, opens up better. Number 12.
It's increasing the setup flexibility just due to the width of the water body between our championship tees and the members tees.
Right. Number 12.
This is the one a lot of people are interested in. Number 12 right now.
We're going
waiting to hear.
We're going to widen the water so you can't hit over.
Just for you. They're going to move the left-handed tees further back, Paul.
No, seriously, a lot of golfers, right? A lot of golfers have questions on.
We want to take out the trap on the right.
That's not what they're talking about. They're talking about the number 3 tee. For a lot of people, it's difficult to hit it across the water.
Then hit it short.
I know.
What the hell's the problem?
They were hoping to hear that there might be a tee there.
Just move up to the 5 tee. It's only about 20 yards. About 20 yards you got to carry it over. And I think we're talking more options. And we're thinking about doing something with the bunker on the left. Maybe pushing it forward.
Yeah, we're still going back and forth on that. But the main thing is we'll create. The premise behind these modifications actually is where we may have gone just a little too far in the design and just dialing it back just a little bit, making it a little bit more playable. And so the 12, eliminating the right bunker, widen the fairway. So when you do make it across the creek, you got a wider target to land into.
Just hit it short. It's 180
No,
yards.
but what you need to do is extend that number 3 tee about
Here
another
it is.
10 yards up toward the water.
Just move up to 4.
Then
No,
it's a
number,
whole different hole.
Number 13, it's not made for left-handers. That's the problem. Number 13, we want to put a bunker in the back left-hand corner, kind of right across from the, more of a vision bunker more than anything.
Yeah, back left green side bunker for a back left pin.
Yeah, that'll be pretty good. And there's one more now. I had it before and I forgot about it. It happens to be on.
All right, you want me to refresh your memory?
Which after 13? After 13?
3 holes later.
On 16. We talked about this.
16.
Yeah, 16.
Yeah, we're going to fix the bunkers on the left
Okay.
to make them a little bit wider.
Yeah, we'll
Fairway.
actually widen the approach a little bit more as Steve watched shots from his peers get up, try to get up on that putting surface. The way it was canted, just felt they needed a little bit more room up there. So again, another player-friendly little modification.
Yeah,
there.
good.
Well, this will be the plan for the next raise of $200 a month.
Oh, is that what we're doing?
Jeez.
Oh, boy. Okay.
And I'll get so many texts on that one.
Listener feedback in 3, 2, 1.
This will be these are pretty good. We're really touching it up, and it's geared. It's really going to. There's a big benefit to our member, the average player.
Yeah.
Because it's not a course for everybody.
Yeah.
It is kind of warm.
Paul's trying to tell you that every time we talk about it.
Well, I'll tell him what this one guy told me. Steve Wenzloff, a guy played here in an outing here yesterday or this past weekend, and he numbers his golf balls 1 through 25.
Oh, he ran out.
Oh,
No, he didn't. He lost 24 last year. This year he only lost 15.
Oh, he got better.
These guys are unbelievable.
Steve Wenzloff, let me finish with this. Just a sense of when you were back on site when that happens, and that happened obviously earlier this spring. The sense of pride you have on a project that you get to revisit for years to come back and see what was in the imagination and the creativity, and then to see it being played and being enjoyed and to revisit. How cool is that for you?
Oh, it's awesome, and that's why we do what we do in this golf course design business. Take 100, 200 acres of land and put a recreational sport on it that people can go out and enjoy the outdoors. In that area of Madison, is great. Old Cherokee Marsh area surrounding it, and just to be able to see, when I first worked in Blaine, that Minnesota that Dennis had just mentioned, I didn't understand growing up in South Florida the dynamics of the outdoor life to people who live, in the upper parts of the United States, and to see how it is, and they all love the outdoors. It don't matter sometimes whether it's wintertime, they still like the outdoors and go sit in an ice chalet and go fishing. Now that doesn't quite entice me. I haven't quite enticed me yet for the winter up that way, but to see everybody, enjoying the outdoors out there, that's what it's all about. And and it's tough when you look at what we do is we're taking literally and thinking about every square foot of, in this case here, 150 some odd acres, and trying to think about how to contour it from what it was and repurpose it strategically. Sometimes it's not easy to do. You hope you get most of it right. In this case here, I think we got a lot of it right. I was actually just at TPC Sawgrass today out with Davis Love, going around the golf course there, and he talked to me how much he really liked it, and the feedback actually that we actually got some feedback from him on that first hole from what he watched from his Pro-Am guest when he played in the Pro-Am. So he gave some of that feedback to Steve there, that's leading to that modification on the first hole.
Mr. Heller, we have time for one more.
Very positive.
I believe so. It's your show.
Steve, with golf in the future, as you look in your crystal ball and look at it from the design standpoint of golf courses, what do you see as one of the biggest challenges you will have? And I will use as an example number 2 here, which is a par 5. Apparently within the last week, somebody hit a drive and a pitching wedge on a par 5. What does that do to designing golf courses of the future?
Makes you, again, think about how you contour the ground, and it's hard sometimes when you've got constraints left, constraints right, how vertical you can go, and you don't want to make it overly penal, and the fact that they've hopefully hopefully eagled it, with those 2 shots versus parred it, but that's what the game of golf is about in the end, is the dynamics of the highs and the lows, between eagle opportunities and the par 5s, and bogeys and risk rewards, and we wanted that par 5 there to give you a little bit more risk in going for it, which it does. But the dynamic is hard, and especially in the world that I live in, work in, and watching the best players in the world execute their skill set, but yet know that when they leave the week after, the regular amateur golfers return back to that golf course, and you got to try to find the balance between the two. It needs to be fair and playable and enjoyable for the business purpose of the venue, but yet try to exact a challenge for the best players in the world. And the way I like to focus on it is actually on the agronomic side, that there's certain pendulums that you can push, and if you push the design too far, then the agronomics can't go too far, otherwise you go off the cliff. But if I take the design, tone it back a little bit, then you let the agronomics can ebb and tide with, they can peak when the best players in the world are there, and then you can dial it back a little bit for the amateur guests and make it more playable. So to me, that's sort of my design philosophy I try to take and preach, is don't push the design to the edge, because then there's very little flexibility in what you can do with the agronomic side of it.
Steve, what a pleasure to visit with you again. Thanks for jumping in with us on this Monday night. We'll look forward to the next time we get to do it.
Thanks, Steve.
Steve Wenzloff, one of the course designers here at TPC Wisconsin. It did opened 2 years and 10 days ago.
Isn't that crazy?
There's some different things that are happening with this course. It's a tournament course.
Yeah.
The senior tournament is a nice tournament, but it's not the tournament. And I think what you're going to see coming forward is a quasi approach of a different type of event that would be here. Cannot do it now, but I'll tell you what, over the next 10 years, it'll be a different type of deal.
Yeah. That's called a radio tease for a golf course right there. And I don't know when we get to pay off the tease, but it's not next.
Maybe we get
our
jobs
coming up next.
Maybe we'll get our jobs back.
Maybe.
Well, the operative word was maybe.
Maybe is right. Gary D'Amato is set to join us when we come back. This is Talking Golf at TPC Wisconsin.
Mics are off. We do have Gary. Of course.
Best price. Thank you, Wisconsin, for supporting the 2025 American Family Insurance Champion.
Not a problem.
Year's event debuted a new team competition and a new location at TPC Wisconsin. Congratulations to the winning team of Darren Clark and Thomas Bjorn. The pair shot 32 under over the 54-hole event, securing the team title with a final round score of 7 under 64. Mark your calendars for the 2026 American Family Insurance Championship, which returns to TPC Wisconsin June 5th through the 7th. Stay up to date on all things AmFam Champ at amfamchampionship.com.
Why drive an ordinary car when for the same monthly payment, you could be driving something extraordinary? Aaron Perkins, General Manager, Zimbrick European. Imagine yourself behind the wheel of a Mercedes-Benz, Audi, or Porsche. More safety, performance, and luxury, and way more fun. And getting more costs less than you think. Zimbrick European makes leasing affordable. Discover the value for yourself. Stop in and test drive a Mercedes-Benz, Audi, or Porsche today. Visit Zimbrick European and find out why leasing the car of your dreams makes so much sense.
Hey guys, it's Mike Heller for Lombardi Limonada. You know this is my time of year, hitting the links, grilling out, boating. Better weather means Lombardi time. Lombardi Limonada, an Italian-inspired hard lemonade, locally owned and made with all natural ingredients, none of those artificial sweeteners. And it goes great with just about any summertime activity, anytime, anywhere. Loosen up by picking up some Lombardi Limonada today at your local Festival Foods and make any time feel like summertime with Lombardi Limonada.
Escape to Wild Rock Golf Club in Wisconsin Dells, where championship golf meets breathtaking natural beauty. The perfect golf getaway awaits, with numerous luxurious lodging styles perfect for groups of any size. Carved from the natural beauty of the area, Wild Rock is set against rolling hills, rugged terrain, and views you won't forget. Book your next round or stay and play package today and get ready for an exceptional golf experience. Visit wildrockgolf.com for more information. That's wildrockgolf.com.
Hi, Matt LePay, your friendly game announcer for Ridgetop Exteriors. Is your home ready to stand out this season? Ridgetop Exteriors, Wisconsin's trusted name in home improvement, does more than just top-quality roofing. They're your go-to for maintenance-free siding and energy-efficient windows. Ridgetop has expert credentials with leading manufacturers like Pella, James Hardie, and LP Smart Siding. For over 20 years, they've delivered exceptional craftsmanship and service. Call Ridgetop Exteriors today or visit ridgetopexteriors.com for your free consultation. Ridgetop Exteriors, where customer service always comes first.
Your golf game need a pick-me-up? It's one-stop shopping only at Nevada Bob. Joel and his crew can equip you, dress you, teach you, and here's the best part. New or used, clubs, shoes, bags, carts, apparel, balls, you name it, and they got it. Isn't that right, Joel?
Your game, your store, always at the best price.
Turning on your mic.
During the break than we sometimes do on the air.
I think we ought to broadcast the breaks.
I've said that for years. If on my statewide daily talk show, if we broadcast the commercial breaks, we'd have something going on. Gary D'Amato from Wisconsin.golf joins us. Well, Gary, let's get an update. I know you haven't been feeling very well, but what have you done since your lesson last Monday? Are you richer? More money in your pocket?
And his handicap's gone down.
Well, I did go to the range and practice, and it's a move that Dennis taught me that's going to take some time, I think, to become sort of ingrained or natural. It feels strange when I do it right, but that's probably how it should be because I've been doing it wrong for so long. And went out and played a couple days ago and played pretty good until the last 3 holes. I kind of ran out of steam, but I definitely see some progress, and I'm really happy about that.
Gary, let me ask you the current question. Southeastern Wisconsin just had incredible historic rains over the last 3 days, and my guess is that there are a bunch of golf courses in the southeast corridor around Milwaukee that are really having to dig out.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we have to put this in perspective. First, there are people who have lost their homes, everything in their homes. There are people who have had to be rescued from floodwaters, way more important than what happens to a golf course. But having said that, Mike, the devastation to the golf courses, to a bunch of them in southeastern Wisconsin is it's indescribable. If you go to Wisconsin.golf and go to the sweet spot column, we've posted a sort of a gallery of photos from around southeastern Wisconsin and some of the flood damage on these courses, and some of them are just, underwater. It's hard for me to believe that some of these courses would be ready to be played in a week or two. I think it's going to take some time to get all the water out of there and get the turf back so that it's, it's not just completely soaked.
Tiz, the golf community is always taking care of one another. I'm sure you've gone through significant storm damage historically here and have seen others have to deal with it. How can they help one another in the golf course community as to what's going on in the Milwaukee area?
Well, it's already happening. You're getting golf superintendents because of their association will share workers, will share equipment, and some of these head people will make a trip down to go ahead and to augment the decisions that are being made. But it's a pull together. That group, the Green Superintendents Association, very good group. It's too bad, though, that I'm hearing that there are nobody in the agronomy school at the university. So something isn't right with this whole deal, And, I look at that and I'm saying just a matter of time before, I guess that...
Can more damage be done in a storm like this with the rains or in a significant winter? Is one of a greater concern in the golf course industry?
No, not in the wintertime because, the ground temperature gets down below 48, nothing's growing. It'll happen in the spring, however, if in fact you have snow late and the snow repeller, the snow mold preventive that you put on wears out.
Yeah.
Then you may get some. But the nice part about grass, it grows back.
Sure.
And that's is the thing here. But when you do water damage like this, you're really ruining that grass of an opportunity to grow back. But back to your question, this group, green superintendents, I mean, we have them contacted here and make sure that golf is taken care of. That's number one.
Yeah.
And they really have that. It's amazing, even though they are big in their agronomy, big in their golf courses, how much they're geared towards golf in general as a sport.
Gary, I heard on one radio station out of Milwaukee, and I cannot confirm this, but they talked about the fact that 8 courses over there were underwater. Is that even close to being true?
I think it's probably more than that, Paul. They're throughout Menominee Falls, through Waukesha and into Pewaukee, and then, east toward the lake. Just really devastation in terms of flooding. Wisconsin Country Club was supposed to have the semifinals and final of the Milwaukee District Golf Association Match Play Championship. They got 12.5 inches of rain, and they had to postpone. But you're seeing double-digit inches of rainfall in some of these areas, and rivers overflowing, and it's just it's been catastrophic. And I feel for the people who are struggling now, who have lost all their possessions and flooded basements and cars, being completely submerged. It's just it's amazing what's happened here in the last few days.
Gary, let me finish on this. I know that you had sent me a note on a couple of things that we were talking about. You've spent some time up at Sand Valley and talked about playing Lido, and it sounds like they're not anywhere near being done on the number of courses and the expanse of that development. How far can they go?
That's a really good question. I think, the demand is going to dictate, Mike, how much golf they build, but they own 15,000 acres right now, or just under 15,000 acres.
Hello.
You can put a lot of golf courses on 15,000 acres, but not only that, but Michael Kaiser told me that their goal is to own 100,000 acres in the central sand barrens of Wisconsin.
Right. That's true.
And he's talking about 5 or 6 more golf courses, which would bring the total to 10 or 11 golf courses, which would make it one of the biggest golf resorts in the world, right here in central Wisconsin. And he also told me he wouldn't be surprised if other developers come in that part of the state and build, resort golf, because they're surrounded by 2 million acres of sand. And we all know that it's, sand is the best, terrain and topography to grow grass on and to build golf courses on. So I think there's going to be a lot in 25 years. We're going to see a lot more golf in that part of the state.
Tiz, does that surprise you?
No, not at all. Especially when you get a guy like that has the vision, the financial capability to do that. However, you have to be a little bit careful of number of people to keep it going.
Sure.
They are not going to get all the business.
Right.
And there's only so much of that's going to happen. And the other side is, as you go further north,
season's shorter.
June, July, August, and September.
Yeah.
Here you go 16 weeks trying to make a living. Now, the big item there is he sells, and where you make the money is in the rental property where people are staying.
Sure.
I mean, there's no question about that the courses are like a bait pile, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the bait pile, then everybody comes to a place to stay. But he's a friend, and he's probably one of the best golf course developers that I've talked to over the years. And he's really good. There's just no doubt about it. Jack
Gaudian?
Jack Gaudian's another one. These are great guys from for doing that. And so I'm sure that he's looked at it. He's not stupid by any means, a very bright guy. that he'll get it. But, people are, maybe you're going to quit going up 43 and come on over here. And next thing you know, you're going to get the water and stuff like that. But what's really good about it is it's picked up all the courses around him.
Yeah.
Because people come there, well, why don't we do this?
Got other places to go
to.
Yeah. Gary, we will check in with you again one final time a week from now. And then Paul Brown. Paul doesn't even know this, but we're going to pick a Tuesday in September and have you come here, and Paul Brown and you and I will go out, and we'll even invite Dennis to ride on the cart to laugh at us a little bit and play around a golf together.
I get a stroke a hole.
Here we go. Right,
I get a stroke a hole. I get a stroke a hole.
The cheating has already happened.
My goodness. Gary, thank you. We'll talk to you next week. Mario Tiziani is hanging in the wings. He'll be on with us when we come back. This is Talking Golf at TPC Wisconsin.
Thank you, Wisconsin, for supporting the 2025 American Family Insurance Championship. This year's event debuted a new team competition and a new location at TPC Wisconsin. Congratulations to the winning team of Darren Clark and Thomas Bjorn. The pair shot 32 under over the 54-hole event, securing the team title with a final round score of 7 under 64. Mark your calendars for the 2026 American Family Insurance Championship, which returns to TPC Wisconsin June 5th through the 7th. Stay up to date on all things AmFam Champ at AmFamChampionship.com.
Sculpted by glaciers, played by champions, the University of Wisconsin Golf Course University Ridge is open for play and awaiting your arrival. With more tee times open in 2025, you can reserve your next round directly at universityridge.com. Not enough time for golf? Enjoy our excellent selection of Wisconsin golf merchandise. Fine-tune your game at our world-class practice facility or grab a bite and drink at the W Grill. Put University Ridge on your calendar in 2025 and play where the Badgers play. That's University Ridge Golf Course.
Would you like more time to focus on your hobbies and less time with keeping up with your home?
Mario is on the line.
The Arbor's Independent Living at Oak Park Place. Contact the leasing team at Oak Park Place to find out how you can live your best life doing the things you enjoy with neighbors that quickly become friends at the Arbor's Independent Living at Oak Park Place on Madison's East Side and in Janesville. Live life, live well. Visit oakparkplace.com to learn more.
Why drive an ordinary car when for the same monthly payment you could be driving something extraordinary? Aaron Perkins, General Manager, Zimbrick European. Imagine yourself behind the wheel of a Mercedes, Audi, or Porsche. More safety, performance, and luxury, and way more fun. And getting more costs less than you think. Zimbrick European makes leasing affordable. Discover the value for yourself. Stop in and test drive a Mercedes-Benz, Audi, or Porsche today. Visit Zimbrick European and find out why leasing the car of your dreams makes so much sense.
If you're a golfer who likes a challenge, consider being a member at TPC Wisconsin. The course provides you with a very challenging 18-hole layout that makes you think before you hit your next shot. After your round, you can relax at the completely renovated clubhouse. The new facility includes 3 restaurants, tennis courts, driving range, and programs for juniors, plus other great amenities. Are you up for the TPC Wisconsin Challenge? For details on becoming a member, 608-249-1000.
Hey guys, it's Mike Heller for Lombardi Limonada. You know this is my time of year, hitting the links, grilling out, boating. Better weather means Lombardi time. Lombardi Limonada.
Yes, we do.
An Italian-inspired hard lemonade, locally owned and made with all natural ingredients, none of those artificial sweeteners. And it goes great with just about any summertime activity, anytime, anywhere. Loosen up by picking up some Lombardi Limonada today at your local Festival Foods and make any time feel like summertime with Lombardi Limonada.
Turn it on your mic.
Put your headsets back on, guys.
Oh, the timing is so good. I imagine our next guest has heard some of the things we just heard during a commercial break.
He's not surprised by anything his dad does.
Mario Tiziani joins us. Mario, thanks for spending time with us. You can imagine what a commercial break is like here with your dad.
I can only imagine.
Yeah. We'll take it no further. Appreciate you spending some time with us, always paying attention to what you're doing on tour. 68, 73, 72 over the weekend, a finish at a tie for 30th. Give us a sense of where you are in your game as we get this deep into the month of August. And if a weekend like that pleases you, disappoints you, leaves you wanting for more? How do you come out of a weekend like that?
Yeah, no, not super happy. It was, my game's been pretty good. I've kind of found a way to kind of mess it up here and there, but I guess that's golf. I'm doing a lot of good things. I'm doing a lot of the kind of the little easy things not well. Making a lot of bogeys with, wedges, things like that, which is not. In fact, I made a triple last week it was a pitching wedge actually. So yeah, I'm doing some things like that are not leaving a good taste in my mouth, but at the same time, I'm doing some good things too. So yeah, I'm excited to play again this week. I'm up in Canada, and I played well here last year, and hopefully put it all together. But yeah, I think it's close. I feel like it's close.
Mario, you've been around pro golfers for a long time now in your career, playing it as a caddy and that kind of thing. Do any of them intimidate you, or have you been around long enough to just deal with it? How is it, not only having been a caddy, but now as a player, in terms of the competition and the players?
No, I'm not intimidated at all. No, I enjoy playing with the guys, and my game stacks up to anybody out there really when I'm playing well, and they're not judging. I'm not judging. It doesn't really work like that.
Okay.
But no, I'm not intimidated at all. I know that my good golf is good as anybody when it's there. It's just not there as much. I've played with a lot of great players, and no, I'm not intimidated at all. I don't have.
We were talking about that,
guys at all.
Mario.
I enjoy it.
We were talking about that before the show a little bit, and your dad mentioned that, and he said, "There's no question what the answer to that was."
Oh, yeah,
there was no question.
I wasn't here for that conversation, but I might have guessed that too. When you get pairings, are there certain pairings that you get more excited for? I don't know how much a conversationalist you are when you're playing competitive rounds, but are there certain players that you enjoy being around on the golf course more?
Yeah, there is. I'm a fan of the game, right? So I played with Angel Cabrera again last week. I played with him probably 5 or 6 times, and he's one of the best players I've ever played with. And I didn't see him in his prime, but he's really good, and just the way he plays the game, he hits it hard. He's got great hands. He's aggressive. He's a heck of a good guy. I really like playing with him. He's a bit of a swashbuckler, and he just plays hard and gets the ball in the hole. And he hits bad shots, but he's a fascinating guy to play with. I mean, I just think he's literally one of the best golfers I've ever played with, and I love playing with him. And there's other guys too that play great, but for whatever reason, I really like playing with him. I just think he's really, really good at golf.
I saw your brother-in-law Steve working a little bit with Nikki this morning, and we're all been pulling for him. I know he had a procedure and is moving better. How much conversation have you had with him and the struggles away from the game this summer for him?
Yeah, I have. I had a lot. Since he got that surgery on Tuesday, and I haven't seen him in person, but just in his voice, how much different it is since the surgery, how much happier he is already. I mean, he's a positive guy, as we all know, but I mean, even at the AmFam Championship, he just, you could tell he just wasn't himself, and it was a drag, and he didn't want to be out there only because he couldn't play up to his potential. I shouldn't say he didn't want to be out there. He did. He wanted to be out there, but he wanted to be at his best, and he just wasn't, and he couldn't. And I think it's just he was frustrated, and he just seems so much better since Tuesday already. Just excited to be kind of a little bit more mobile and feeling better just a week after the procedure.
Mario, you're involved with Steve as his representative and that type of thing. You got a successful career outside of playing. Now you're playing. How's the balance of that going? And do you have any future thoughts on where this goes, this whole thing?
Yeah, I wish I knew. This golf part is, there's not much of a crystal ball, really. They kind of, the way the tours run, you have to play well to play next year. And really, I mean, even if I won, I really only have next year. So they really don't give you much of a runway. So yeah, I'm just playing, having fun. I'm trying to do the best I can. I'm working hard. And we'll see what happens. I mean, I need to get going a little bit. I don't know how much more I'm going to get in. So yeah, I've got it. Every week's important, and who knows? It could be all done at the end of this year, but it is what it is. I can only take care of what's in front of me, and my play and where I finish will dictate what happens next year.
Mario, it's interesting. Curious as to your response on this. We dovetailed the Scotty Scheffler's comments a few weeks ago at the Open Championship and had a little bit of that conversation with Nikki and then with Bobby. And your dad has weighed in on not letting the game of golf define you, which is really difficult for all of us, whether you're a 9 handicap or you're playing on the PGA Tour Champions, to not let the game define you. How difficult is that as a process for somebody that kind of does it for a living?
Yeah, I think it's hard. I mean, this is all we've really done, right? Is golf, and I don't think that I'm concerned of how people see me as a golfer, but like myself, it's how I define myself, I think. How I play and how I stack up against everybody else is how I define myself as a golfer, and if I'm successful or not. Now, as a person, it doesn't define me as who I am as a person. Right. For sure. I don't know if I'm answering your question, but I think it's hard to just say, you know what, I finished 30th. It doesn't matter. I mean, I'm pissed, and I want, and I'm better than that, and I want to work hard, and I want to get to the next week, and I can't wait for Friday, and I want to compete, and because you work hard and you know what's in there. So for me to wake up every day like, yeah, my golf defines what I'm doing. It's what I'm working on. So it's kind of like you work hard at a job. If you're not making any money, it kind of defines you, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I work in radio, so I don't know how that works.
But I mean, I wouldn't say, as a human being, I don't show up if I finish in last place. I'm not powering into the next site wondering how people think of me. I don't care about that. Hopefully everybody's beyond that.
And I always wonder how.
I'm answering your question, but
no, you have. I just wonder how ultra competitive people, how you fill the void when the competition that you've lived for so many years goes away. I wonder that with a football player when they step away from the game. Can they fill the void in business and development and things that they get into, because you've spent your whole life competing physically in a game that we play, and then that definition kind of goes away sometimes when they leave the game or retire. In other sports, they do it much earlier in life than you do.
Yeah. Well, and I did, and I didn't play for 10 years, and I guess I filled it. It wasn't my goal, but I competed. I competed it to sign players, and I competed with trying to identify talent. Right, like some of these guys thought they could identify talent. They've never teed it up, and it was interesting to, I think I just felt like I saw intangibles better. I just felt like I was better at it. And so I guess I filled that void with competing on that side of it, and then of course, like, in negotiations, competing, whether it's an equipment contract or whatever it was. I mean, I guess you you just figure it out. In business, you compete. But I like this a lot better.
Yeah,
I mean, this I know I'm good at, and it's frustrating not to show it, honestly, as much as I feel like I should. And there's guys that are up there every single week, and I rack my brain to figure out why I'm not one of those guys. I'm not, and I'm okay with it. But I hope I get more time, because if I can figure it out, I think I could be a top player.
Mario, it's always good to have a chance to visit with you.
A lot of fun.
We'll be watching from Canada this week, and continued good luck to you, and we'll talk again soon.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks for having me on.
Thanks, Mario. Take care.
Mario Tiziani
All right.
joining us. We got one more segment to go. We'll have to probably combine it into one segment because we've talked a lot with our guests tonight, probably more than we have at any other time. So we'll come back, wrap things up here in a couple of minutes, talking golf at TPC Wisconsin.
Your golf game need a pick-me-up? It's one-stop shopping.
Mic is off.
Joel and his crew can equip you, dress you, teach you, and here's the best part. New or used, clubs, shoes, bags, carts, apparel, balls, you name it, and they got it. Isn't that right, Joel?
Your game, your store,
Sounds good.
best price.
Thank you, Wisconsin, for supporting the 2025 American Family Insurance Championship. This year's event debuted a new team competition and a new location at TPC Wisconsin. Congratulations to the winning team of Darren Clark and Thomas Bjorn. The pair
So with the close music at 56.
the team title with a final round score of 7 under 64. Mark your calendars for the 2026 American Family Insurance Championship, which returns to TPC Wisconsin June 5th through the 7th. Stay up to date on all things AmFam Champ at
Says 54.
amfam.com.
Escape to Wild Rock Golf Club in Wisconsin Dells, where championship
54-28.
seeking natural beauty. The perfect golf getaway awaits with numerous luxurious lodging styles, perfect for groups of any size. Carved from the natural beauty of the area, Wild Rock is set against rolling hills, rugged terrain, and views you won't forget. Book your next round or stay and play package today and get ready for an exceptional golf experience. Visit wildrockgolf.com for more information. That's wildrockgolf.com.
Hi, Matt LePay, your friendly game announcer for Ridgetop Exteriors. Is your home ready to stand out this season? Ridgetop Exteriors, Wisconsin's trusted name in home improvement, does more than just top-quality roofing. They're your go-to for maintenance-free siding and energy-efficient windows. Ridgetop has expert credentials with leading manufacturers like Pella, James Hardie, and LP Smart Siding. For over 20 years, they've delivered exceptional craftsmanship and service. Call Ridgetop Exteriors today or visit ridgetopexteriors.com for your free consultation. Ridgetop Exteriors, where customer service always comes first.
When you or a loved one could use a helping hand, turn to the caring team of experts in senior living at Oak Park Place. This is Paul Braun, and when I needed someone to help me navigate senior living for my wife, I called Oak Park Place. They were with me every step of the way from the first call through move-in day. Choose a community that promotes independence when you want it, assistance when you need it. Oak Park Place Senior Living. Visit oakparkplace.com to learn more.
Hey, it's Mike Heller for Lombardi Lemonada Hard Lemonade. Everybody loves something new, especially when it's brand new and a taste of your favorite hard lemonade just in time for summer. Lombardi Lemonada comes in 4 unique flavors, crafted with all natural lemon juice and no artificial sweeteners. Crisp, clean, and so refreshing. It's a little slice of Sicily made right here in Wisconsin. Pick up some Lombardi Lemonada today at your local Festival Foods or at Woodman's and taste the summertime. Variety packs or single flavors available.
Your golf game need a pick-me-up? It's one-stop shopping only at Nevada Bob. Joel and his crew can equip you, dress you, teach you, and here's the best part. New or used, clubs, shoes, bags, carts, apparel, balls, you name it, and they got it. Isn't that right, Joel?
Your game, your store, always at the best price.
Turning on your mic.
Back with you one final time tonight, and then one more week to go on Talking Golf for the 2025 season. Can you believe it, Dennis? We're almost done. You're almost done with us. Then we go into renewal talks.
Thank goodness.
The talks of next year, 2026.
Oh, we got lots of stuff going for that. So
they'll take them about 3 months to decide.
But that'll be really cool. Maybe in a new place.
in a new place. We might go over to the practice area.
That's right.
Well, what is and let's in our 90 seconds we have left, let's get a little update on what's going on at the practice area, the new indoor facility, which will be fully operational here. Well, it is for many, but not
We
You'll be
needed
open
2
and full.
stalls to be completed.
Okay.
Completed meaning putting the turf in.
Yeah.
So they're there today and tomorrow it'll be done. And we've got the sidewalk going to go in not this week, but next week.
Okay.
And then it's the fire lane turnaround, and we're ready to go. So we're going to be in good shape, come November.
Yeah, when the snow flies, there's going to be
yeah.
a lot going on over there for members at
beautiful.
TPC Wisconsin to be able to enjoy a winter that has a lot of golf in it.
Oh, yeah. Well, those trackmen and stuff
Yeah.
like that is pretty good. And I know they're talking about a league and stuff like that. So it'd be interesting things to go. And it has its own liquor license. So
Yeah.
it's a whole separate entity over there. And really cool,
Yeah.
what's going on.
We're looking forward to it. You going to come back and do this next week on our final show? Or?
I might be back
Okay,
here.
all right.
We'll see
Well,
what
let
happens.
us know.
We'll see what happens.
Well, let us know if not.
Let us know if we're back for next year, and then we'll decide if next week
No,
is okay.
we'll have the review after next year.
And then 2 weeks from now, the week after the final show, that'll be our left-hander show. 2 weeks from
That's
now.
when, there'll be no TV, no lights, and
no radio.
No radio.
That's right. That's our left-hander special. 2 weeks from now. Tune in for that one. We'll be back one final time next week. It's Talking Golf at TPC Wisconsin.
Thank you.